Hi and welcome back to the workshop. I'm Stuart from the Norfolk Honey Company, and this is our ongoing series of videos for this season that's being sponsored by Honey Paw Langstroth hives, and we've been given a range of the Honey Paw products to try out through this season to demonstrate, to show you how these fantastic hives go together, how you can use them in your beekeeping and in your apiary, and really to show you how successful poly hives can be, because we've now used them for a couple of seasons, and personally I've found them to be a really positive addition to the setup that we have. One of the things that I haven't tried is a range of frames that we've been sent which are plastic. I've never used plastic frames before. I've always kind of looked at them and thought I'd rather not. However, I'm told that they can be fantastic. So we're going to trial them with all of the other frames that we have. So we've got more traditional wooden frames, and we've got these brown coloured plastic frames. I'm told again that they have a very good lifetime. So when you want to renew the wax on them, you just scrape them back down to the plastic mid frame, the foundation, give them a wash, boil them up, clean it all off, and then you can reuse them again in a similar way to the wooden frames, except you don't have to put foundation into them. I've also been told that it's quite useful to put a layer of wax onto the cell structure, this embossed cell pattern, to encourage the bees to draw their comb on it. And now again we're going to try some with some wax on and some plain. We'll incorporate some with wooden hives, and we'll have some set up purely with the plastic frames, and we'll have a look at how they perform over the season. So I hope you'll stick with us for the entire video series to see how we get on with these. In order to put some wax on, and I've never done this before, so this is a first for me, we've got some wax in a container that's now been melted, and we've got a small paint roller brush, a foam roller that we're going to use, and we're literally just going to use it to put a very thin layer of wax, hopefully just on the top of the cells, so just on the cell pattern. I have to say I've been practicing and I've had varying degrees of success, so we'll see how it comes out. What I have found is that if I leave the wax on the foam roller to just cool slightly, when I put the roller onto the frame, it doesn't pool into the cell structure itself. And I think if you fill up the actual cell spacing, the kind of cell cup, sometimes the bees won't actually use it. They'll just clean it out and use the wax elsewhere. But as I say, I've no experience at all with that. So let's give it a go. I'll show you how I'm putting the wax on. I'm sure many of you out there probably already used this type of frame, and will know better than I the challenges that you might face when using this kind of frame. So we'll bring the camera down and have a close look at me attempting to put some wax onto one of these frames. So here we have our roller. I'm just allowing it to cool slightly. That seems to be the best way to do it. We've got quite low air temperatures here today in Norfolk, and so it's cooling very rapidly. I'm sure that as you get more experience with it, it probably takes less time, but I'm being fairly careful with how I'm trying to put the wax on. And you can see that we've got a layer of wax there. I've just pressed a little bit too hard and it's kind of sunk into the cells at that side. But generally I think this is probably enough. I don't know, to be honest, but this is probably enough to encourage the bees onto it. And then if I flip it over, we'll try and do the same. What I'm finding is that I can generally get a nice coating as the wax cools, so we seem to get a better coating on it. And again, it's just puddled a little bit there in the middle, just here. Now I don't know whether that's going to be too much or whether the bees will use that, but there we are. I've just dropped a bit of wax there, so we'll just try and pick that out and make a mess of it, but generally we'll see what happens. So I'll pop the roller back into the wax to keep the roller warm. So that's our frame. So we're going to continue with this waxing of the frames. It's taking a little bit of time, probably actually no longer than fitting in a sheet of foundation and re-nailing the wedge to the top bar. So yeah, it's going to be interesting really to see how it all works. We're going to leave some unwaxed, and we'll put them into the hives and we'll see how we get on. And if you stick with us through the video series, hopefully you'll be able to see how successful or otherwise these are. My initial thoughts on it are I'm not that keen, but if they last for many years and we can get the bees onto it successfully, then why not? Okay, so we'll catch up next time. My thanks to Honey Paw Hives for supplying all of the equipment for these videos. If you'd like to take a look at the product range here in the UK, if you check out the Modern Beekeeping website, that's www.modernbeekeeping.co.uk, and I'll put links in the description below. If you're not in the UK, then I'll also put links in the description for the Honey Paw website, which you can access, and I believe they will ship worldwide. So we'll catch up next time when we're going to be progressing this project a little bit further, and I hope that you'll stick with us for the entire series. We're going to head off for a cup of coffee and we'll catch up next time. Thanks for watching.